What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Let's talk about Kenny Pickett's surgery and what it's going to take in terms of time to heal and what exactly was this surgery? What did they exactly do to Kenny Pickett's ankle with his high ankle sprain? Also, let's talk a little bit about those playoff standings and where the Steelers sit after we saw the Monday Night Football game in which the Cincinnati Bengals defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars. Welcome back to Mic Drop Sports, everybody. I'm Jason. Let's talk about all those things. Let's talk about Kenny Pickett's surgery. Kenny Pickett with a high ankle sprain. That means that there was some separation probably within the ligaments that hold the two bones together, the tibia and fibula. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a medical person in this aspect of talking like orthopedics or anything. But after doing some research, I find that this surgery is really just to create a bridge. It's called a tightrope surgery. A surgery in which the surgeon will take and drill a hole through the tibia and fibula, insert two metallic buttons at either end, and be able to put a non-absorbed heavy suture inside of that little bridge that they make. Hence, that's what the tightrope is. That's where they make the tightrope and make this thing tight. And that holds those two bones together and acts as though it's the ligament. It like takes the place of the ligament. I'm going to put up on the screen here some graphics that will show you exactly what the surgeons are doing in order to repair Kenny Pickett's surgically repaired high ankle sprain and what they exactly did. Kenny Pickett now, he may have only had a grade 2. A grade 2 is like a partial tear, a partial high ankle sprain tear inside of that foot, inside of that ankle. So Kenny Pickett may have gotten this surgery just to expedite the healing process. Because typically if you have that grade 3 tear, that full separation tear, it's going to be a tear in which it takes about 4 to 6 weeks to heal. So, in my opinion, I think that Kenny Pickett probably had roughly around a grade 2 tear, which is a partial, and that way the surgeons were able to go in, do this tightrope surgery, and expedite and get Kenny Pickett on track quicker. Tua Tagovailoa had this surgery, which started making it famous while he was at Alabama to repair an ankle that he had injured for the second time after he had a devastating injury to it the first time. He ended up with the high ankle sprain, and they were able to go in and do this tightrope surgery to Tua and expedite his return to the football field. And I think that's what the Steelers were really looking at here with Kenny Pickett, was to expedite his time back onto the football field and get him back before playoff action happens. Now, only having a grade 2, he could quite possibly be back on the football field in about 3 weeks, in my estimation, from the literature that I've read. I think that it's possible, if he only had like a grade 2, that 3 weeks time frame, he could be back out there slinging footballs for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Alright guys, let's talk a little bit about his replacement, Mitchell Trubisky. Is he the answer? Is he the long-term answer? Is it good to give Mitch another chance? I think it's good to see what somebody else can do. Because I think this time that Kenny Pickett is going to sit, he needs to be on the bench studying. He needs to be on the bench looking at what not to do. Learning not to have those moments of insecurity, those moments of being very uncomfortable. And I think if you're Mike Sullivan, I think you need to have him with the headset right there beside you, getting the feel for the game from the coordinator's position, from the coordinator's point of view. I think you need to have him involved in what plays are going to be called and let him kind of learn that process and kind of gain that feel from Mike Sullivan and the rest of the coaching staff. And I also think Kenny Pickett needs to take this time to just clear his head and reset. This injury might have been a blessing for him, guys. This might have been exactly what he needed. It may not have been the best for the team, but I think Mitchell Trubisky is going to come in and maybe provide a little bit of a spark. Maybe perhaps you've seen some of these backup quarterbacks. You saw Jake Browning last night get hot and beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. And that was with the majority of the game facing off against Trevor Lawrence, who didn't go down until the last part of the game, which we will talk about that injury moving forward also in the AFC playoff standings. But you saw a backup quarterback come in, get hot, and provide his team a victory, guide his team to victory. And perhaps Mitchell Trubisky, facing some lesser opponents here, may be able to find that mojo. Let's get to the Steelers, though, as they go into that Indianapolis game. I'm not trying to overlook this Thursday night football game, but the Indianapolis game is really starting to loom large. Indianapolis, one of the teams right now that sits 7-5, along with the Texans, the Browns, and the Steelers in the log jam there at the bottom of this AFC playoff picture. And the Pittsburgh Steelers are now still holding on to that 5th seed. I'm going to put a graphic up also about where the Pittsburgh Steelers are. They are at the 5th seed, and you have the Miami Dolphins and the Baltimore Ravens sitting atop the AFC playoff picture right now. And then last night with a Jacksonville Jaguars loss, that tied them with the Kansas City Chiefs. Now you have the Chiefs and the Jags tied for that second spot, or third spot rather, and things starting to really tighten up. This playoff race is really starting to heat up, and this is exactly what the NFL wants. Close games, close standings, to where it's exciting the whole way down through week 18, and they have set it up perfectly. You see so many teams sitting 7-5, so many teams sitting log jammed at the top of the AFC playoff picture, and then you have the Texans, Browns, Colts, so many teams sitting down there itching to get up to where the Steelers are in that 5th seed, that are sitting in those wild card spots. But don't look too fast. Don't look away too fast. You have the Bengals coming in at 6-6, the Bills, the Broncos, all fighting to get in that whole big log jam at the bottom of the AFC playoff picture. The Bengals last night improved to 6-6, and the Steelers are going to face off against that Bengals team very soon, in 2 weeks. Are the Bengals getting hot now under Jake Browning? Are they going to be able to continue to get better? Are they going to be a menace? Do these games start to just get tougher now for the Pittsburgh Steelers, with the Colts and the Bengals improving and getting better each week? Gardner Minshew starting to guide his football team with the Indianapolis Colts. Are these games going to be too much for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Anemic offense and a beat down defense. We did a community poll yesterday on the channel, and I'll put up the graphic now of exactly what the results are so far after 23 hours up. And it seems as though the majority of the fans, at least here on this channel, say that the Pittsburgh Steelers will not make the playoffs now that they've had the injury to Kenny Pickett and they took the beatdown loss to the Cardinals. But as you saw last night with the Bengals game, a team that's been beat down, a team that has had some bad luck this season with their quarterback going down and everything, here they are. So any given Sunday, a team can win. And a couple days to digest this Steelers loss. Maybe it wasn't as bad as maybe we all hope or all thought. Maybe the Steelers can recover. I still think it was a piss poor loss. I think it was a bad coaching job by the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin. I just think it was an all-around just shit show. And the Pittsburgh Steelers now find themselves in not in a bad spot, but a tough spot. So the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to have to battle up out of that. But they have teams nipping at their heels. And the community tab says the Steelers aren't going to make the playoffs. That's what the majority of everybody thinks. So we'll see how the rest of the season unfolds. And I'm not saying that Mitchell Trubisky can't get hot and can't get moving. It's definitely a possibility. It's definitely a real possibility for the Steelers to be able to control their own destiny. A team that was looked at to be bottom in the AFC North, bottom in the AFC Conference, finds itself in the 5th seed right now. A team that has had a lot of adversity throughout this season. A team that hopefully can be reeled in by one Mike Tomlin. And hopefully Mike Tomlin can start to do a way better job than he's done so far this season, because it's been not a very great one by him. He's squandering a chance, in my opinion, with a team that could actually win, a team that's proven it can win, a team that can prove, or that has proven that it can win games in tight situations. And I think Mike Tomlin needs to be able to get this team back on track and focus for this Thursday night against the New England Patriots. The AFC playoff race is super tight, guys. This is exactly what the NFL wanted. This is exactly what it wanted. And that brings me to, are the referees controlling it? Is the NFL controlling this thing? I mean, it seems so odd that it's so tight every year. Or does the league just have this? Is the parity across the league so tight There's a lot of variables, guys. A lot of things to think about. A lot of things to chew on. If you're an NFL fan, if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, the AFC in particular is wild. There is so many good teams, so many teams fighting for good playoff positioning. It's really interesting to really see once you really break down the numbers and see each team each week and see how everything has been playing actually into your Steelers' hands. The Steelers, with that loss to the Cardinals, could have really fell off with wins from other teams. But every team seemed to have lost that they needed to lose. And that's kind of weird. That's kind of amazing that kind of happened, at least above them. They had some teams win below them that have tightened the race between them, but they're going to have a chance to prove that they're a better football team with matchups with those teams. The Bengals, Colts, they're going to have a chance to be able to take a shot at them and then take a shot at the number 2 seed right now, I believe, is the Baltimore Ravens. I think the Miami Dolphins and Baltimore Ravens are either tied or the Dolphins, I think, may hold that 1 seed, but I'm not 1,000% sure. But the Steelers will have a shot at the Baltimore Ravens in Week 18. All right, guys, that's it for today's show. We're going to break down the New England Patriots game and get some thoughts on that. We're going to have our live show either today or tomorrow for you guys to voice your questions, comments, concerns about the Pittsburgh Steelers as we head into that New England Patriots game. Yesterday's video, I want to thank everybody for an awesome response. We gained a ton of subscribers, so let's do that again today. Share the videos, like the videos, and comment. Love the comments. They're all awesome. So keep them coming. And until next time, this is Mike Drop Sports. I'm Jason. Peace.